As a farm boy from Saskatchewan originally, it was a wonderful experience. It was a whole new and a whole different world. We went into a country which of course experienced and continued to experience extreme poverty. And so it was a very moving experience to see how the other part of the world lived.
The people who were the mentors or who were responsible for the students I wouldn't have known it then, but I do now from the perspective that I have now, and how professionally well done it was. You know, the people that you've heard about today, from Lewis to the whole staff, it was really amazing how wonderful they channeled us and so on.
Oh, the return has been astronomical because I became really interested in education. You know, when you're an undergraduate, you're sort of finding yourself, so to speak, and this really helped me to be much more focused on what I wanted to do. I wanted to complete my degree in higher education. I wanted to teach. I wanted to share my knowledge and experience with other young people.
When I came back, all I wanted to do was go back again and do what I could to work, to help, to bring something to two countries I felt needed an extra hand. Not that I could contribute very much, but I thought I must become a diplomat or a teacher or a musician, which I am today, and go back to Ghana and Nigeria.
I remember particularly coming back to New York and standing on the street and looking at all these wealthy cars going by and all these people and all the material things that we have in the West, and being really quite horrified at the disparity between the rich and the poor in the world. But I also remember thinking, now that I have had the experience of living in another totally different culture, it'll be a lot easier for me to imagine other different cultures. And I have found that so in the rest of my life, just because it was a very, very different experience, as you can imagine.
One of the delegates to the seminar was Pierre Trudeau, who at the time was an unemployed lawyer and a traveler. And I had the opportunity of traveling with him to Dahomey, as it was then called. And eventually, when Trudeau decided to run for leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister, I volunteered to be on his organizing committee. And so I volunteered for that with no future thoughts in mind, and then of course he won and invited me to join the Prime Minister's office. And my life took a completely different turn than I had anticipated. And after the Prime Minister's office, I went to the Canada Council, which was a very rich opportunity for me. And again, this would never have happened if I hadn't met Pierre Trudeau on the WUSC seminar.
I got to meet people who really are responsible for the career that I had in my life. Because I came back to Canada, I eventually became a lawyer, I practiced law, and the Minister of Justice was a friend of mine. And then when he was running for leader, I got involved in his leadership campaign, and he won. And I was offered a job in the Prime Minister's office, and then it was retracted a few days later because an election was called. And Pierre said he didn't know whether he would continue to be Prime Minister or not, so he couldn't very well offer a job. And then I decided to run. And I know that the WUSC credential that I had was a very significant one, and that it made a difference to people, that I had traveled the world and knew something about Africa and had some friends in high places.
Well, most of us have said today, it was a life-changing experience. And we didn't realize at the time, maybe, we did in a way, but you know, you're young and you're keen and you're jumping at everything. And to have found out years later that you had the same Pierre Elliott Trudeau on your group, you had Tim Porches. I mean, people have all done such things, you know, marvelous things, so it's in their own spheres.
I would say to young Canadians, you know, get out, go there, see the world under whatever auspices or circumstances. And if you can do it with WUSC, then so much the better, but if not with WUSC, then in some other way.
It will be a wonderful eye-opening experience. You can enjoy it, but at the same and you can learn a lot from these people about how to look at the world. You will realize that we have had a very sheltered existence, a somewhat unreal existence, And I think it would do a tremendous amount of good if you go to these countries and then come back and tell the rest of Canada what you have learned.
If you have an opportunity to broaden your perspectives and your horizons by seeing how someone else or another culture or another society lives, never pass it up. It is so enlightening, it's so eye-opening.
What a wonderful opportunity, and I just think we should grab all these opportunities we have to learn and to grow and eventually contribute to making the world a better place.
Look at the university, see what they have to offer for you to learn outside of your element, go and do it and make a difference for your country and for yourself too.
They've got to do it. The richest number of possibilities that would come from them getting involved with WUSC and participating in WUSC's activities, because that sooner or later will open windows and doors for you.
It is the opportunity to touch something real. That when you confine yourselves to the technical and written communication that we do have available to us, you only get part of the picture. When you can touch something real, you have reached a different level of understanding, and it colors everything you do.
You know, I've thought a lot about what it is that causes you to kind of step out of your expected track and do something amazing. And I think it's a kind of a go-for-it attitude. And when a chance comes along to do something unexpected and very different, that you should go for it if you can.